You're listening to Off the Card, an action figure podcast, a show about action figures by kids trapped in the bodies of grown men. And here they are, Billy Cooper and Eric Murphy.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite action figure podcast. Welcome to Off the Card. This is Bill, as always, is joining me, my co-host Eric. What's up, man?
Not much.
So Toy Fair. I know we're a little bit late. There's still people still going Toy Fair. So what we're going to do tonight. We're going to kind of do a rundown of some of the things that we've seen through Toy Fair that looked interesting or not. And like we were talking off the air before we go, before we start hitting record, it seemed a little sparse. But I still think maybe it's everything that over like 2 weeks now it feels like they've been dropped stuff. So and let's see, what did I see? Well, let's go first. I'll let you go first. You were looking at the Trick or Treat Studios. They still got stuff dropping over the next couple of days too.
Yeah, it says they got 2 more videos left. Looked at, because they actually have premiere dates. So one is for the 5th and one for the 6th. And they're nice. They're nice little 1 to 2 minute videos, short, sweet, to the point. Kind of getting old school McFarlane vibes out of them. They always have their 1/6 scale stuff. The Michael Myers are doing, it's coming out, looks really nice.
The 3 Leatherfaces look fun.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, for me, having a Texas Chainsaw 3, having a number 2, those 2 figures are nice. Could you, with or without the 2003 one, I much rather would have had maybe something else. Anything else, honestly. Either another Gunnar Hansen. I would have settled for a Chop Top, but hell, I would have settled for Stretch. I think those all would be cool to have. I love the 2003 movie. I'm not a fan of the actor anymore.
Well, no, not to me. So,
which it just, when I see it, instantly just makes my skin crawl. So I'm like, nah, I'd rather not give that guy any money if I don't have to.
Yeah.
But and then
I've seen the Tarman.
Tarman looks fantastic. I will say,
really good.
That looked really good. The Amok Time one they did a couple years ago was really cool. Then Amok Time makes good figures when they do put them out. The Hammer Films Frankenstein of Christopher Lee, getting into the Hammer stuff. Don't see a lot of Hammer toys. You never see a lot of Hammer stuff, so that's kind of cool. And then a new line, kind of in the short little video they did with the creators saying they wanted to get back to the late 90s, early 2000s horror figures, which for people who don't remember is, the years of Soda Toys, McFarlane, early.
We did our first episode.
Yeah, go back to the Halloween episodes that we did and the McFarlane stuff. And that they're dead to rights on it. A line of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which we haven't seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space figures like that since the Now Playing stuff from Sodas. A Pumpkinhead, which I think McFarlane did a Pumpkinhead. Soda
did like 2 foot tall one.
Yeah. And then a Candyman from Farewell to the Flesh, and then Candy Corn, which we talked off the air. Not too familiar about him. I looked the movie up. The cast that you popped off all caught my attention, so I will check it out. But yeah, those guys, everything I'm seeing. I'm interested to see because I'll tell you what, the packaging, they did the Captain Spaulding figure.
Yes, the whole line of
the whole line and the packaging for them and all of it. I really, really liked it. They melded
it looks like old stuff.
Yeah,
like the old Alien and Predator stuff. Big colorful artwork and
the carding for it, all of it. It really got my attention. So I'm interested to see the packaging for all these. That I'm looking forward to that. And then the price point, especially I know the 1/6 scale with the clothing, those would probably be about $40 or $50.
No, they're past ones they've done like $150.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they're not cheap.
Yeah. So then I imagine that we'll probably see a price point of about $30 probably for the 8-inch scale. These are 8-inch scale. They're not 7-inch. They're 8-inch scale figures for the Killer Clowns and the Pumpkinhead, Candyman, and Candy Corn. So that's kind of interesting. They went a little bit bigger. So a little bit bigger.
Yeah, those figures are typically like 120 bucks,
Oh wow.
if not more. 150, 140.
Trick or Treat
Yeah.
Studios does make great stuff, not just figures. I mean, masks, props, collectibles.
But someone that doesn't, I've got some of their stuff. And someone that doesn't do 12-inch figures, I'd be interested in my hands on one to see what kind of body they're using compared to like
Sideshow Collectible
or someone like that. Because I know show stuff is about that price, and it seems like you get a bit more detail with them. But granted, they are a smaller company, and they're not, Sideshow DC
is big.
So, yeah. So I'd be interested to see one in hand to fiddle with it, how sturdy it is.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, on that end, yeah, especially with the horror stuff, because NECA this year, they only had a few things really horror related that they dropped. They did, other than the 40th anniversary Ash for Evil Dead, a couple
that looks beautiful, by the way.
Yeah. But other than that, was pretty quiet on the horror front, unless you want to include the horror crossover stuff, the Universal Monsters with the Ninja Turtles. But if it wasn't green to have Turtle On's back, it wasn't a NECA announcement. So
for the most part, yeah. I will say, there's a lot of stuff. The Halloween 3 Trick or Treaters as Terrors. Those look great. And then the Toonie Terrors of the American Wolf in London, the Kessler Wolf, and oh boy, so
and then the Thing,
both versions
Huskies.
of the dog creature. Yeah. We were joking about that. I think on one of the last few episodes about the McCready figures. Two of those, like, when we going to get creatures? Well, I guess now we know, right? Yeah, we're getting them. So
yeah.
I like what I'm seeing out of Trick or Treat Studios. I think those guys are they kind of understand the market and demographic, and their demographic is guys like us.
They're dedicated to one thing, and this isn't a knock on NECA or Mezco of the past, where those two have been the main providers of horror movie related figures, but they also they deal out everything else. These guys do strictly horror movie stuff.
Yeah,
there's no venturing off the track with them, so it seems like they can commit all their energy and focus on horror, which is I'm fine with.
And then with the licensing, I'm sure with them, and this is just pure speculation, but them having such tight ties to licensees about with some properties, they have a little bit more access than some of these other companies. I would think. So,
Trick or Treat Studios is kind of down in the trenches. When I used to go to a lot of horror conventions, Trick or Treat Studios were one of the few ones that were in the trenches at the shows, represented and going out and talking to the owners of the convention, talking to celebrities, opposed to like you never saw NECA with a booth or Mezco. Amok Time, actually, I had a few times I ran into the Amok Time people, but Trick or Treat Studios was always a presence at shows. So I think
they're
that
like the largest vendors at like the Mask Fest side of everything too, right? Yeah, they were real big into that.
So good for them that they have a good relationship. It'd be like, I don't know who to use the example, but just having somebody there at a show interacting with them all the time. So they're like, oh, we're going to start a toy line. Okay, what do you need from us? Because you're always here. So
I appreciate their approach of going, they're going with the toy line. They purposely didn't go straight for your unholy trilogy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the same tired thing that you see every single time, which basically it's like, okay, we can make money fast if we make these.
Yeah.
Or, you could play the long game and go and get a hold of properties that might be also a little bit cheaper to get. And then also stuff that people haven't either seen before or haven't seen in a really long time.
I'm really interested in seeing how they play with their wholesale channels. I know people can get. I know some of the local stores have Trick or Treat Studios accounts because they've carried like the Chucky and Tiffany and stuff like that they've done. I'm interested to see how they could utilize those say your Spirit Halloweens to get some of that stuff into to those type of stores, because I know those stores carry their masks already.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing to look at too, because with Trick or Treat Studios, unlike NECA and Mezco, like NECA's broke through the glass ceiling into the box store industry, and that's where they lay claim. So it's hard, you don't see them in your local comic shops, collectible stores, small toy stores. They've kind of went into the next world. So you can. I'd interested to pick the brain of a store owner on ordering NECA now.
Yeah, I know a few, and they typically get them before. This is just what they told me, because I've been asking about some Ninja Turtle Universal Monster stuff. They typically get it about a month before it hits saturation point at Light Market.
Okay. Yeah, because I've been out running around trying to get my hands on a Wolfman and a Mummy, and I'm coming up empty-handed. Yeah. But I am seeing them in smaller local stores right now, which that would make sense.
They typically get those out faster because they're direct to the store, while Walmart, Target, and things like
distribution.
Yep. So they got a month head start on them. And I suggest everybody just pre-order to your local stores. If they get them, look, you're going to pay $5 more for them, but it helps keep the lights on. That's my rant for that. So,
but yeah, and then with Trick or Treat Studios, I'm assuming they'd probably be way more, I guess, open to get their products in smaller stores, because they don't have that easy, like NECA's now has that ability that they can put it in anywhere, where Trick or Treat Studios, they're probably like, oh, you want to carry our product? Okay, here you go. And
yeah, I would be interested. We'd probably have to maybe want to get that scheduled down with the store that deals with them that and see how that works. That would be a fascinating dive.
Or even find one that maybe hasn't done it but would be interested in testing the waters to see what would happen.
Yeah, we could try that. So look through some of the stuff I seen Mezco go hard in their 112 collective stuff. They got the Batman, the Battinson version, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadows. So that those they did those come in. Those look pretty good. They're doing Robin, and he looks more comic book, but it's Damian. Looked pretty interesting. I don't mess with these anymore because they're like $100 a figure. And I don't know. There's just I can't mess with them. They look cool, and I'm tempted, but they're doing a comic Spider-Man, which look cool. Everyone's seen the Spidey, and they didn't give you shits as they put him with some comic book Green Goblin. Everybody, it's great, Spidey. We want that Goblin. So it backfired. But what was interesting now about the 112 stuff is Mezco has Ninja Turtles. And I know talking about NECA with all the Ninja Turtles, but Mezco doing those 112 figures roles is very interesting. They didn't show a lot. I showed some teases. That was kind of cool. What else did I see caught my attention? Oh, Mezco does a line called 5 points, and it's basically exactly what it is. It's 5 points articulation figures. Mm-hmm. They showed a Scooby-Doo and the Mr. Ink box set. It's really awesome. They're showing they're going to pro that 5 point articulation. I really don't see that, but I'm sure there's a mark for it. Pro merchandise isn't everywhere, so it is saturated.
We went through a spell for several years where you could pick a rock and hit it anywhere. And we've been quiet for several years now. It's slowed down quite a bit, but from late 90s into the 2010.
It was almost Nightmare Before Christmas of movies.
Yeah,
for a while.
Yeah, the young goth girls became goth moms, and their goth kids became Nightmare Before Christmas fans.
No, that's a lot of truth to that story. So
we call that circle of life.
Yeah, NECA stuff, of course, the Michelangelo as the Mummy Universal Monster Team mashup. That looked absolutely fucking amazing. I'm all in on every one of those. I'm picking up a Raphael on Sunday. Is it Rob is Frankenstein? Yeah, I'm picking that up Sunday. You'll see pictures coming soon for that one. I seen they're doing the Usagi Yojimbo animated style, like from the Ninja Turtle cartoon.
Yeah,
that looks good. And then they're doing the two last one figure, the armored one and the shirtless one. NECA. I'm already pre-ordered the armored one. I love the comic book series it's based off of. No, I don't want to spoil it, but there's only Ninja Turtle standing. He's basically packing all the weapons with him.
Yeah, and that's the Ronin one that's coming out, right?
Ronin out. From the IDW comic style.
Yeah.
And then Playmate is also doing the last Ronin figure in like the Playmate style, but they're also releasing a black and white chase. So it's good like the old Mirage Turtles, which are black and white and kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
And that's cool. The big thing from NECA that caught my attention this toy fair was the full reveal of the rest of the gargoyles.
Yeah.
Oh, God, man.
Yeah, that
line is gorgeous. Like I've got
the Martinsville Walmart. I keeps teasing me. They're sitting on 6 Goliaths. Nobody will touch them.
They're
I'm sitting there staring at it, going, because here's the thing, and I don't know if anybody's noticed out there in toy collecting. Walmart will not clearance or mark down anything NECA. It'll sit there until it grows fuzz.
I won't necessarily say that, man, because somebody on the toy group posted that they had the Nightmare Demons from the American Wolf, $10 a piece.
Yeah, no, Martinsville Walmart. But I've been sitting on 4 King Kongs that have been sitting there to the point they're starting to like weight separate themselves from hanging for too long. And I'm like, okay, guys, maybe put them on clearance for like $15 or something.
I wonder if it's an outside source that stocks those, like they do the sport cards.
Nope, I've caught them stocking them. Nope, that's not the case.
So they're coming out the truck. I never really knew that.
I walked out while they're stocking them. All that stuff is coming off in a cart right next to checkout, and those people sit there and pop them and stage them. Funko Pops, anything collectible related, they literally stock themselves.
Oh, cool.
Because I politely asked one of the gentlemen about the Mummy and Wolfman, and like, no, we haven't seen anything. And then a couple other things too. I forget what it was, but yeah.
So some of the others from Toy Fair that got me. Super Set is releasing all kinds of awesome stuff. But
before you get to that, there's a couple things that the NECA Turtles. The only 2 things I'm trying. I don't know, the Universal Monsters. I'm like teetering back and forth. I've told myself, because when I was a little kid, I was a big Turtles fan, but I'm a Ghostbusters collector, so I've been trying to stay away from Turtles, because then it's like I just picked up a heroin addiction and a crack addiction at the same time. So I'm trying to stick to one drug. But the Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze box set that has all 4 guys, and the box looks like the VHS tape. I'm like, shit.
Shit. That's pretty badass.
And I'm like, because they have the Super Shredder out, or the Kevin Nash in disguise. That one, I was like, damn it. I'm like, because I've even went as far as like, I was in the wild and I had it in my hands, and I didn't buy it. And my wife even said, "Why did you do that?" The Party Wagon.
Yeah,
I had one in my hands, Bloomington Walmart, and I didn't buy it. She's like, "Why?" I said, "If I buy this, we're walking into dangerous water, because then I'm gonna have to go. I'll walk my happy ass over and pick up all 4 of the reissues, and then I'm gonna go get the Casey Jones, and then the Shredder, and the April O'Neil." And the Splinter. I'm like, nope.
That's how it starts. That's exactly how it starts. Like looking over here across my room, and there is the issued Echo 1 from the real Ghostbusters, and all the figures stacked up on top of it, unopened. Setting all there, and there's mocking me because it started with finding figures on clearance, and then there I went. So yeah, I'm with. No, they're awesome. Man, I can't. I do movie Turtles. Don't do the other ones either. The only reason on the Universal Monster one is because who designed them, and that's James Roman, the guy that did the my Pet Monster and Madballs.
It was. Yeah, it was the only reason why I think Secret Reviews hit me that way is because that was the one. Like, number one came out when I was in kindergarten. 2 came out when I was in first or second grade. I remember going seeing 2 in theaters.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I was like, damn it,
man. Yeah, you were the right age for those.
Yeah, because like I even saw like a giant Funko Pop today of. Why did I just blank out one of the names of the turtles? The one with the orange. Why did I just forget his name? Michelangelo holding a box of the donuts.
Yes.
From Secret of the Ooze with this, and it was him holding the box of donuts, and it was a giant pop. And I just looked down and saw it, and instantly Flash remembered that, and I don't know why. And I'm like, shit.
And that's why Funko is the most dangerous company in the toy game.
Yeah.
Period.
I've been trying to stay away from it, and they meat hook me back in. Like, I looked down and saw a 10-inch Larry Bird Dream Team one. I'm like, no.
Yep. I just recently picked up the Black Light, Galactus and Silver Surfer thing, and it's like the big 10-inch one. So
yeah,
it's badass. Yeah. So 7 is continuing to lure me in for doing Papa Emeritus 2 in their Ultimate slot. So I get a second Papa, which I'm happy about. So they've got a bunch of stuff. I can't even list Super 7 some stuff that's got my attention. My boy Todd, though, it came out with all kinds of fun. So he's doing the Batman Who Laughs at Batman, which is fun looking. They're doing a giant Joker dragon from Death Metal. It's like a giant flying Joker with a dragon body.
That's weird.
Yeah, I love it. I'm on it. I've already pre-ordered it. So then he came and he goes, "Hey, what's cool? We'll do some Spawn stuff." So I think these DC deals have made him so much money that now he can kind of offset and play now back his Spawn game, which is good. They're doing Oak Hill as a mega figure. They're doing Haunt, which was a side comic book he did with like Ryan Ollie. And anyway, yes, Haunt's coming. We're getting a new ninja Spawn. We're getting a ninja. I'm sorry, not a ninja. A Spawn deluxe set with a throne. We're getting a new version of the Raven Spawn. A new version with different weapons. And then he showed some other cool stuff like the Duke Thomas and Man Bat and Croc and Ghost Maker. Croc is from the Arkham game series,
which looks good.
It's not the first time that figure's been done though.
They did a
separate one.
Yeah, those were nice. I remember those.
Those were big. They were big old boys. The Man Bat really got my attention. Ghost Maker got my attention. The one thing that he put out that really completely shocked me, and a lot of people have mocked, but I think they understand genius this man. He's got a line coming out, Page Punchers. What it is, it's a comic, and with the comic book, because it's called clamshelly, it's all encased, almost like a CGC thing. But there in the front of this comic book is a 3.75-inch action figure. So if it's Jim Lee Hush comic, that's the Batman, and that's going to be right there in the front, and really nice. They're 5. It's a little bit more articulation than 5 points. It's 3.775 with a price of $9.99.
That's cheap.
You get a small action figure and a comic book, $9.99.
That's a good deal.
I think it's a brilliant deal.
The average comics now are $3.99.
On average, $3.99. I know some of the Batman books I read are $7.99. I think like Urban Legends, like $7.99 a month. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
I was like well, for Todd, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I think I know people online been bitched. A lot's like, oh, what's he doing that for? What's he doing that for? I think that right there is something that can set either by the ball cards and the collectible cards and stuff. They can hang right there. He'll move them all day long because of the price. It basically steps him into the pop
Yeah.
point.
No, that's good.
I think genius. And then as McFarlane's, you're going to get chases or paint variants and all that fun stuff. And then he'll have fun. And there'll be things in. Look, all I'm saying is after these hit, give them 3 or 4 months, they're going to be on the back wall of almost every dealer at every comic book show in the country.
And he may have found a way to get comic books inside of stores.
Well, I mean, yeah,
like the reverse effect that, I mean, getting them into retail stores.
Walmart and Target, and I know Myers does it. You know, other stores carry the 3-packs or 4-packs that Marvel put out and DC puts out, and those go with the Marvel ones. I know one book in the pack is a variant cover that's only available at that store. Okay. So there is a chase effect to that, but this is definitely another way though to get the books out there. And I think it, of all the Toy Fair, that thing that caught me completely off guard. I'm like, I think that's a brilliant idea. And it's a way for him to enter in a different space that he might not get. I really think those are going to end up not toy aisle, but in the collectible card aisle, in the comic aisle there up front by stores. So you look through the wrestling stuff. What did you see?
Quick before I go there is a quick Ghostbusters thing. Quick. There is a new figure coming. It's the Librarian, not in full monster form, but actually just the Librarian standing there with the book. They are doing that
from.
I believe maybe Hasbro. I've seen prototypes and I've seen the prototype packaging. But an official announcement should be coming relatively soon. But I've seen the prototypes. It's pretty cool looking.
Awesome.
So hopefully, I'm assuming it's probably going to be Hasbro. Hasbro's the one that's been holding that down as far as the contract and everything. But in the wrestling stuff, not a super crazy a lot of things, but enough to. So far, right off the top with AEW hasn't announced anything until this weekend. With the Revolution pay-per-view, the Jazzware will be making their announcement this week, and of what's coming. Be honest with you,
so we'll see the Punk prototype.
Well, that's my thing. This set will tell me if Tony Khan has any brains in his head or not. Because if he comes out with another Chris Jericho, another Omega, another Young Bucks, the same old.
Omega,
the same old dog and pony.
Months.
He's out with multiple shoulder injuries. If it's the same old dog and pony show of all of his best friends that he's hired, and there's no Bryan Danielson, no CM Punk, no Jay Lethal, any of those big three are in this next figure line, that tells me everything I need to know about the guy, because he's not being smart about it. They need to get those, especially Punk and Bryan Danielson.
Yes,
need to be
out. It's the rent money.
Yeah, you need to get those figures out. Would I like to see Danhausen? Yes. Will that happen? No, not yet, because
not yet.
That's still fresh. Even though he bought Ring of Honor, which
a
whole other thing for me, because everybody's shocked, surprised he bought it. But most companies, it takes 6 to 7 months to work a deal. If you track back 6 to 7 months, that means he bought the company when they fired everybody. So
I think they fired everybody, and then he sold. Then he bought it. I think they had to get people off the books. So
so I think it's one
of the great WWE sellout or sell off.
40. He spent $25 million too many on that, on $40 million on that freaking company. But
It's the catalog though he bought more than anything.
Yeah, more than anything.
You've got all the early Punk, early Danielson, all the early Joe,
everything,
and so on and so forth.
Everything.
And that license, I mean, look, you get. I think more than anything, he just got more content to step into the streaming. But carry on.
Yeah, I think it'll be Fight TV. So in independent wrestling figures, because I want to touch on those because there's only a few, but they are cool. Cella Toys is doing a 6-inch Sabu prototype right now.
I've seen that. Look really good.
Looks sharp. New company out doing almost like a Remco type of style. You get a lot of weird type of retro styles, like Zombie Sailors going back to the Hasbro era 90s figures. Doing those like they did Dan Howells, and they've done Dino Bravo, stuff like that. Matt Cardona.
The past guys are all there. Major podcast guys are all getting done that way as well.
Exactly. And so now there's a new company out there, it's wrestling figure line Power Town Renders. Stan Hansen, Kerry Von Erich, Ted DiBiase, Luthez, Vern Gagne, Magnum TA. A lot of
I've
old
seen
school.
those mock-ups look fantastic.
Yeah, they look the figure, the articulation of the arms, the torso bend. Those are cool. Stan Hansen looks cool. So that's it for them. And then WWE, what people are still employed there are getting figures. And
even people that aren't employed there are still getting figures.
Yeah, look at the WWE 2K22 roster right now.
They just released WWE 2K22 as just basically build your own character.
No, it's got 171 people on it. There's still 17 people on there that were released that are still on the game.
Wow.
So I'm guessing that's the Future Endeavored pack that comes with it. So WWE Superstars. Have you seen this WWE Superstars series? These are carded and using the same pieces from the Masters of the Universe.
Yes, they're made to look like the old Remco.
Yes,
5.5 Barbarian. It's some AWA figures that were made, or NWA and stuff like that.
AWA did those. NWA did them. Yeah, the Heathen-esque style in the early 80s.
Now I've seen that they're doing some of the more like 90s era guys and the early 2000 guys on that.
Yeah, so WWE's gotten to that dance too now. They're doing it and they're using the same. They're basically using the product that they have from Masters
they were
Universe.
they were the Hasbro, the static Hasbro action punt figures.
Yeah.
They did those, and they didn't. Then they died, and they recently just brought them back, right? With the Piper and all those.
Series 1 had some stuff. Series 2 has Ultimate Warrior from by the looks of it, late 90s, probably WCW run. Hall and Nash, WCW era and 90s era, Shawn Michaels. They look cool looking. Packaging looks cool.
They're definitely, I think they're definitely capitalizing on this nostalgia push that some of the wrestling figure influencers have finally made.
Right now, that's the only thing WWE's been able to grasp hold of, because the modern age stuff is hot garbage. So the only thing they can play with is retro right now.
Yeah, what was it? Is it their Ultimate Elite that they put out, and they put out 2 Ultimate Elites, and one of the guys aren't even there anymore, and the other girl switched her gimmick.
Yeah,
I'm like, congratulations, the Fiend and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
like, what the shit.
Yeah. So the Target exclusive WWE Legends series, the next set, Legends 15, has WCW era Lex Luger, Stacy Keibler from WCW, a different Kane, Wolfpack, Lex Luger also. So there's 2 different Lex Lugers.
Does that finish? Yeah, does that finish that Wolfpack or that? No. Sorry, that's DX.
Well, DX has this. Also has X-Pac, which should finish the DX cycle, because the past 4 or 5 runs they've put out every single version of DX.
This is them. This is the tank version of them.
Yes, this is the invasion. This is the invasion. If they have any brains in their head, they probably need to do an accessory of the freaking tank, which was a modified Jeep. I mean, why would you not do a $30 Jeep that's painted up to look like the Jeep from the invasion angle? Yeah. And there you go. You literally have the invasion set. Elite set, you got Stephanie McMahon, because I guess why not? Bret Hart, British Bulldog, and
The
Mace.
blog looks good.
Yes. You also have Ultimates Fan Takeover Edition, which I think the Fan Takeovers are Amazon exclusives. They normally are. Shawn Michaels from the 90s. Looks like
Sexy boy. Yeah.
Yep. And then
I was reading some fan pages. That's a very, very desired figure. Like that's that like grown men really want to see.
Yeah, 95, 96. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Walmart, because it's weird, because Target carries the Legend series. They have exclusive right to that. Walmart gets a lot of exclusive rights to the WWE Elite series, which is the tier just below the Ultimates edition. They're getting hot and heavy on Ruthless Aggression, which is you're getting a Batista, early Batista. You're looking at Evolution era Batista, and you're also getting early age Brock Lesnar. So it's that 2002 era. There's a 2002 era Shawn Michaels from when he came back from being gone for 7 years. Then there's another Legends run, which there's two Legends because they pop them off in twos a lot of times. So Legend Series 4, which is the one before the one we just announced, that one actually has Road Dogg in China for the invasion angle. So there is the complete run.
Yeah.
You're getting I would say either right before he joined the Brood or as he joined the Brood, Edge with a long coat and glasses. You're also getting not an Undertaker, but a Mean Mark Callis from WCW. So now you have every single iteration of the Undertaker ever released onto an action figure form, from the American Badass to early Dead Man, current Dead Man, and now WCW before he came over. And then the last couple things, you're also going to be getting a Ultimates Edition Batista, because why not? There has been a lot of Batista stuff. He's been kind of dormant out there. And then lastly, because, I did the math on this, since 2021, late 2020, there has been 6 Hulk Hogans dropped, from Hollywood Hulk Hogan to 1980s era Hulk Hogan, 93 Hulk Hogan, 86 Hulk Hogan, Wolfpack Hulk Hogan, and now there's a WrestleMania Hulk Hogan and a Mr. T, which there's also been 3 Mr. T's in a year. There's been a 2-pack with Piper from WrestleMania 2, and there's been a Ringside Collectibles exclusive Mr. T.
Well, they was also, it wasn't necessarily was Ringside, but it was a SDCC or Pulse or
Comic-Con.
whatever. One of them, because I got that one.
I'm
just saying, like there's something going on because right around the time that Mr. T, those figures started coming out, Mr. T popped up in an Aaron TV commercial. So maybe he's got new representation that realizes nostalgia is a very, very lucrative game.
Yeah, I just so we got plenty of Hulk Hogan's. And his friend Bruce Barber Beefcake is getting his Zodiac figure from WCW as an Elite.
I thought you were going to say Bub Love Sponge, but that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, no, I think it's the last figure to come. I think we don't have the viral videotape exclusive Hulk Hogan. But yeah, we have overabundance. It kind of kills me though. They're doing a Hulk Hogan and Mr. T WrestleMania, and these are Ultimates editions. These are all Ultimates editions, except for the Survivor Series one they've dropped, and then there's a 2003 drop that they did of him with the boas. Like literally, I'm not joking, not even being funny. There literally is 7 Hulk Hogans that have dropped between 2020 and 2022. Why not?
Well, let's hurry up and get it out before he does and says something completely stupid again.
Either that or they're prepping for him to die because his health his wife just divorced him, and his second one, and his health's bad. So they're just prepping. Get him out quick before it's too late. It just kills me though, because if you're gonna do those two for Ultimates, I would like to see an Ultimates edition of Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper to go with them.
Yeah, that'd have been nice.
And then last bit, John Moxley, Blood and Guts figure, and Omega Blood and Guts from their really crappy match they had with the bomb that didn't go off.
The exploding ring. Yeah. I'm really AEW has me intrigued with their figures. We'll see how that all plays out. I'm with you.
Oh,
if you don't, go for it.
Oh yeah, one last thing. There is a Sergeant Slaughter Special Forces figure that's kind of a weird crossover between G.I. Joe and WWE-esque style look to them. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're a different company. I think don't quote me, but I think it might be Valiverse.
But they have that style and look to them. The packaging looks a lot like an Ultimates or a Elite packaging for WWE.
Yes, it's the Slaughter, the Valiverse Slaughter.
Yeah.
So there's two versions of him. They did one with a code on, and there's another version of the version 2, and it's got him with the Basically, that company, Valiverse, decided they wanted to do their own version of like Joe Classifieds.
Yeah,
and they signed Slaughter because that was kind of always a big point of contention between. That's why Slaughter doesn't do anything with WWE because I guess it came down to Vince McMahon saying, "Hey, leave that GI shit alone because we make figures over here."
That harkens back to WrestleMania 7 when he left for several years over contract disputes. He wanted him to walk away from a contract from GI Joe, and that wasn't going to happen.
So Valiverse, that's who. That is a really good look figure. I've not got one of those Valiverse figures in my yet. I might set this weekend, but we'll see. Looking forward to those. I am with you on the ABU front. I think if you do not attempt to do Punk and those guys, you are a complete fool. You will be able to go through. You will be able to truckloads of Punk by himself inside collectibles.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing right now is everywhere I go, there's peg hangers full of AEW figures of people that nobody cares about. It's either mid-card nobodies or
Riho.
It's a overabundant Riho, Santana, Ortiz, crap like that. The Dork Order. I mean, it's all that type of junk, and then a half a dozen Chris Jericho's, Moxley's, Omegas, the Young Bucks.
I've never seen some of these guys. I never shelf. I've never personally myself. I've never seen a Jericho on the shelf. I've never seen an Omega. So I just recently started finding them on the shelves, like in any type of quantity of late, and I'm like, oh look, it's a Jurassic Express or whatever. It's those two guys.
I see a lot of those guys. I see a lot of that. I see a lot of. I just recently found one, the LJN style Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
But that's all I really see. So they're making it's like, hey, well, I want to make toys to sell toys. It's like, okay, who are you going to put out? I mean, I make fun of WWE because basically the only thing they can put out right now is retro because their current roster is just a whirlwind of who's here and who's not. Yeah. So you can't, because right now, go to your local Walmarts and literally I could clear half the shelf and put it in a cart and go, everything in this cart is everybody who's been released, who's left. Oh, Randy Orton.
An army of Drew McIntyres.
Yeah. I mean, that shelf, the shelves look like the shelves look like the unemployment line for WWE, but the retro stuff sells like mad because it's the retro stuff. He's going to have to get it together and realize I can't keep you're going to waste money. You might as well. The next set needs to be Punk, Bryan Danielson, do a Jay Lethal. You own Ring of.
I mean, I think honestly they need to start doing with girls.
The females.
Was it Ty Conti's and he's in this?
Yeah. You need to have Jake Cargill in there. You need to have Ruby Soho in there.
Ruby would do well.
They do have Britt Baker. They have Britt Baker exclusives, the Blood and Guts ones that they've done for
now,
Ringside.
There is rumors, and I know this is pure speculation on art, but there is. I've seen people chatting, and I've seen it, and I'm feeling that we're going to get by years up. We're going to get a 3-pack through Ringside of the Darby Sting Punk.
Oh yeah, of the face paint one.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not do that? That's a good idea.
With the print money.
I mean, and here's my thing: you own Ring of Honor now. Why not do retro throwbacks of Punk when he was a young kid with the shorts? Do throwbacks of the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. If you sign Samoa Joe, you have different iterations of Samoa Joe. Yep. I mean, if you're smart, that's what you do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then the coup de grace to that is you better be dropping a Danhausen because that thing's going to sell like a shot. I mean,
the minute his figures hit, I mean, look, he made for action figures. There's no doubt about it. That guy's going to sell. I've got a few of those design Sailor ones pre-ordered with the extra accessories, and I know those things when they hit. If a flipper, I'm making a lot of money because those damn things are going to pop.
Yeah,
huge. And
then we're still waiting to hear. They just released the first T-shirt, but they signed that deal with the Hart family with Owen.
Yep.
So there is
an
action figure deal in place with that. So you haven't seen that yet. So maybe he can get something going there. But and then I'm assuming at some point he's going to get the. Why did I just completely blank their name out? The brothers from Ring of Honor.
The
Briscoes. And they still haven't done FTR. So it's like, okay.
No, they did FTR. They're out now.
They're out now?
Yes, okay. They are. They're out. They're out in the red jackets, I believe. I did see those. I am glad to see though. I know some people are kind of weird about this. I'm glad to see that AEW went with the $40 2-pack.
Yeah.
Tagged 2-packs. Putting everything out as the same, which I like.
If there's, I would even be against having a older looking figure for Iron Anderson and Tully Blanchard and even Jake Roberts.
With that stuff, though, get really close into WWE.
But if you do them current in street clothes and how they look now as they are now and not as the retro look of what they were as actual wrestlers, I think you can get around it.
Yeah, no, that would work. That would work. Very interesting. This year, a lot of fun stuff. Everything's spaced out, so it feels sparse.
Yeah.
But I think with them possibly moving to later in fall instead of doing like February and it's always flipping cold.
Yeah, and I think, and I got quite a bit on for this year because it was basically mostly 90% Ninja Turtles and a little bit of everything else. But then I stop and realize they did the 31 days of Halloween thing that they did back in the fall, which was heavy-handed horror. So maybe this was the way of, okay, springtime, not horror. Fall time,
more comic booky, more cartoony.
Split the schedule and do the fall is all of our scary stuff, and everything else is our spring stuff.
It's good. It's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. I know. I've already quoted a lot of stuff. I was basically every time article pop up on the Fwoosh or one of the places, I was like, click, pre-order, click, okay, cool, click. Bad Boy Store got a bunch of pre-orders from me. So we'll see everything, and then we by the time this hits the air or hits the your subscription box or whatever, however you get your podcast, we will be on the other side of Geek Meet Indie. So I hope to see some of you. Hope to have met some of you guys there. We will have little acrylic pins to give out to folks. We'll have table and stuff. Come by and say hi to us. And out of there. But
anything you're looking forward to try to find Sunday? stuff. Yeah, that's how I am. It's like,
Stuff.
is there anything I'm after? I mean, I have like a short list of like, it looks like a grocery list. Like, if I find these, but then
that's where I'm always at. But I know, like, for me, it's like I know friends that are bringing me new stuff. I know I got a couple of deals that are like, hey man, I got this in early. I'll bring you one that type of stuff. So yeah, I mean, and plus like, we're gonna do some pictures while we're there because we're gonna have the new banners, the new table and stuff. So I'll probably end up busting that TMNT Universal Monsters box and play with it. in front of you to make you one.
It'd be funnier.
So yeah, we'll do all that. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. And then like I said, hope we have met some of you folks out there. And yeah, I'm good, man. I think good for tonight. We'll be back in a couple weeks, and we'll see what we can do. Probably wrap up Toy Fair. We got a few more companies still doing stuff past this weekend.
Maybe do a haul thing. See what stuff we got from there.
Yeah, that's going to be bad. Like I need something to further incriminate myself for all the shit that I've horrible. I did get the Walmart sent me my Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends and Doctor Strange in this month. So I was pretty stoked about that.
I ended up with quite a bit of stuff. My birthday was on Super Bowl, so I ended up with some stuff and whatnot. So
yeah, and it's oh god. So all right, man. Well, from Bill and Eric, that's it for today. We'll wrap up Toy Fair. We'll try to do it next time in a couple weeks, and hope to see some of you guys meet. And we'll be back. Thanks for joining us, guys.